Anyways, grand finals. A rematch of winners finals. Ljovynn against Jack.
Starting up first, lakefront property. I'm surprised Jack didn't strike this in the stage selection, considering that he's very vocal about not liking this stage. I guess we'll see how it turns out for him.
Are you telling that because of the last stage select duel-on?
Yes and no. I think it's just Jack doesn't like lakefront in general, and it was just very vocal during that time of stage selection.
I don't know. I would have said that there's really no map that they that they like. At least I've heard them complain about pretty much any of them.
I think they like River Drift, honestly.
Really?
I mean,
they complain about it so much in the first stage select.
They won that event, though.
Yeah, but anyway.
You see the usual lakefront strategy of using large cards to block off both sides first.
Yeah, and Jack is using kind of the same type of deck that Ljovynn has been using recently, with the Kali and Mari plus Glitchubu plus Gnarly Eddy plus Marigold. But I'm surprised to see that Ljovynn themselves is not playing that anymore. I'm curious to see what they have figured out, especially with that Dread Ringer, which we pretty much never see being played. Can you tell me a bit about that card? Do you have anything about it?
I really don't use Dread Ringer. Mm-hmm. I haven't found a use for it. That's
I agree.
Super great. I think it just needs more experimentation.
Mm-hmm. But so far, I just don't see any reason to play it. Like, it's the kind of very squared-ish card, like Zeko, which we're seeing right now, and of course Splat-Roller. We haven't seen that much, like, in quite a while since players starting. I'd say ever since players started playing cards like Captain and cards that are still very good to this day.
Mm-hmm. I've seen that Splat Roller from Ljovynn, very nice.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if you forego that Gnarly Eddy combo that we see from Jackshainy, it must mean that you have something very good cooking up, and in fact, this is showing right now.
Yeah, both players are getting a lot of special points, which I find very nice, because we're going to see a bunch of chaos in the final turn because of that.
Mm-hmm. Though I didn't really catch whether Ljovynn had any other smalls, but if they have Ink Mine, that could be interesting. No, they don't.
Looks like Torpedo based on what I saw, which is very interesting.
Yeah, that's the first time I ever see this deck.
Yeah, I don't think there's a way to play it as Ljovynn, who just spins it around in a circle.
But Captain, that was at least decent. Of course, looking for something more.
Unfortunately, he's not able to get any special points from this, which you really want to do. You want to chain those special points to get the most value out of the cards you're playing, and he's just not able to do that right now. Mm-hmm. As the cards just continue to spin.
I mean, this is probably too early to special. This is going to be a pass, but Ljovynn is simply using their time. That would be my guess. Yeah, we're just seeing a pass. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Big Man will not fit.
Makes sense.
Seeing it does not fit anywhere, they just recognize that it's better to give it up.
The question is, what are we going to see now with it?
Another pass? Potentially?
Potentially. Because nothing has changed. He hasn't gotten Torpedo, and even then Torpedo, I don't see any spot where he'd be able to generate special points.
I mean, I say Zinc, probably a special Zinc, maybe, if they can find a spot.
They had it a bit ago. I think there's a good spot for Zinc.
I mean, but they really are looking for a special activation spot, which struggling to find any.
Yeah. I think that's just the nature of these two decks clashing with each other. When you have decks that rely on having a lot of holes that you use, it's going to be harder for your enemy to gain special points because of it.
1 second, okay. With 2 seconds
They're going
remaining.
to play it. Probably going to see a pass. No,
Oh,
torpedo.
they do
We're
get
going to use that to
torpedo.
get special point.
Yes. They are only up 13 points. Now it's gonna be 13 plus 4, 17 points. It could be holdable.
Maybe. It depends on how Jack plays out this turn.
Actually, I believe it's gonna be
especially how he's
holdable.
able to.
Yeah, they're probably not gonna be able to find 17 plus to still have a 312 last turn, I believe, right?
Yes, they're both going to be using 312, so the question is he able to kind of chain those special points together?
Yeah, I don't see it
to
at all.
get 17 points.
It looks very unlikely. Because double 312 just doesn't work. Because they just don't have good enough setup for special points, and maybe they are not even running it, I'd say.
Well, Ljovynn's running a double 312 right now. Curious about Ultra Slam? Alright. Oh, it's gonna get covered up a little bit.
Yeah, but now, do they have a good enough other 312 to play on the bottom spots this time? Which is why I thought that double 312 would not work for Jack.
Jack is going to need to get at least 19 points of turf here to tie Ljovynn. It'll be, what, 100 to 81. If he doesn't do anything, so he'll need 19 points of turf.
I guess Ink Vacuum looks pretty good for Jack if they have it, but no.
Try Zuka? I think it works.
I don't think it does.
Not in that spot, though. I
Yeah,
don't know.
Yeah, that was my reasoning. Yeah, that's a 1-0. That was good job, Ljovynn. But yeah, that was my reasoning. I didn't see any great spot for most common specials on the bottom left corner. That's why I really was dubious. Dubitative. Did not believe. Did not have faith. And yeah.
Well, we're gonna go back to lakefront property for the second match.
Yeah, your data you collected on Jack is apparently all wrong, because they do decide to go back to this map, which you said they really hated. Maybe it just is that they hate.
I guess not anymore.
Yeah, maybe they just hate every map, as I said.
I suppose.
Alright, Ljovynn not getting as good as an opener this time. Wait, no, their first opener was actually not that great. They got Kraken Royale, I just remember.
They had Octavio, which I think is very nice, because they were able to activate their combo off of it.
Yeah, but they had to use one of their 312 very early, which I would not call ideal.
That is also true. Here, though, it's very much unappealing. Both sloshers in hand. I've seen this deck before. It's meant to build off the Callie Marie slosher synergy. And then Elliot, of course, is there because it's lakefront property. It's just a good card on lakefront property.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's way too dangerous to leave the right side open. Don't you agree? Personally.
I mean, you're going to be leaving either side open, regardless of where you play.
I mean, yeah, but I'd rather leave the other side open. But maybe they were banking on the fact that Jack would not have anything great to play on the right. Maybe.
There's a chance. Marie is not playable in that bottom right corner. Slosher is going to be able to combo with the Callie that was played turn 1. That's kind of the core idea of this deck. The question is, how are you gonna play on that right side?
Yeah. I mean, this outcome is still not that bad, I would say, for Ljovynn. I would have been more scared if this turn Jack instead went for this right path. Like this defense is quite doable. Wow.
Uh-oh. That's not good for Ljovynn. He's having to play Marie right now, otherwise he's losing the opportunity to play it at all.
But they are gonna have counterplay with that special farm. They're gonna get 3 specials, probably, in the next 2 turns. And, I mean, we're gonna have to see early specials.
Very likely, yeah. Slosher doesn't have...
Wow.
Yeah, you can play it there, but you're gonna give a special point to each player, which you generally want to avoid.
I mean, maybe this time it is worth it, because you don't really care about your opponent getting more specials. You care about your opponent not getting their combos, right? And this special spot sets up a very good Trizuka next turn, so I think that's a great spot, a great play.
We'll see how it turns out.
And of course, they Trizuka next turn.
Trying to sneak into the...
Yeah, that's the problem with that left spot. It just doesn't deny any combo, despite getting more points. This is a risky play if they go for it. I think they're not gonna do it. Ljovynn is a very safe player. Or maybe, okay, they just proved me wrong, I'm done.
Yeah, oh, but the Gnarly Eddie right there is...
Gnarly Eddie comes anyway, so...
Ljovynn not able to make use of the Splashomatic, that is, I almost said Splashomatic.
Wow, that's
not
just...
to its extent.
Yeah, but that's just great foresight. When they played that Mari, they had already foreseen that thing, which is part of the reason why they didn't play the Slusher to get these 2 specials, which I completely... I mean, of course I overlooked, I don't know the deck as well as they do, but still, great foresight.
Bamboozler, a card you don't see that often. It's going to be able to get a special point here if he wants to play it on the top left.
Yeah, but they don't like it because it gives an extra special to their opponent, and this time I don't see any reason to do it.
Yeah, especially with Jack already being up 4 specials. Oh, they're going to play there anyways and get that special point.
Yeah, and of course... Sorry.
Yeah, as for Tenatech, you only have 1 or 2 spaces to play it to actually get special points, and none of his other cards are playable. I think he's going to pass this turn, so he can try to use that Tenatech for a better turn 2, potentially.
Yeah, only getting 3 specials though. I mean, you're not gonna go very far with it. You're gonna probably special Tentatech into 312, but... Oh, that's a pass by Jack. It's gonna be pretty close probably, right?
Maybe 312 this turn, or maybe more so just scoping out where to play said 312.
Yes, to set it up for with their, what is it called? Thing, Tentatech.
Being able to use that Tenatech to be able to play Inkjet wherever you want it to.
I mean, wherever you're not gonna reach that far away with it, but indeed.
Because you have to chain it off of another special point.
Of course. I mean, I guess you
I
could...
just don't see...
I mean, I guess you could sacrifice 2 value of the Tentatech to get a better setup, but in this position, it's probably not going to be worth it.
Yeah, especially since the Tentatech itself needs to get a special point.
I mean, only if you use it...
Because Ljovynn is one.
I mean, you could use it not as a special, but... I mean, whatever.
Maybe. Ljovynn's still up 3 points right now, but I don't think they have that great of a special placement. And so this will give an opportunity for Jack to kind of take the win from here, as he's already played his special. If he has Trizuka, he'll be able to perfectly cover it up and win from there.
Which is quite likely, to be fair. On this map, it just really goes very well around the corner.
That's 20. If Ljovynn were to play that, he's 23 points of a lead. So Jack would have to play a perfect special to win this game.
Which they probably do have.
I wouldn't be surprised if they have it either.
And yes, it's Trizuka.
Yep, it's Trizuka.
Score is tied. 1-2.
Jack wins game 2. Point.
Tense
That's all
game.
it takes.
Very tense game. I still disagree with the way they played the Gnarly Eddy, but I mean, this is definitely a game to watch back. Very tense middle game. And of course, end game.
Main Street up next.
Wow, Main Street. Yeah, since this map is no longer standard for how is it called? For the very first map of the set, no one really just likes
It's
it.
become. Yeah, it's really just become more of a counterpick stage. Even though the option is there to play it as your first set, nobody really does it anymore.
And I guess, you've been playing quite a few tournaments, so do you see people really banning it either?
No, I think it's more just people have better preferences, like Thunder Point, Square, and River Drift. That Main Street just kind of doesn't cut it anymore. So,
I mean, quite funny to say that now Main Street is a curveball to throw at your opponent.
Yeah, that reminds me, I forget the name of it, but there's an upcoming tournament, posted not by us, that has Box Seats banned and Main Street banned from play.
Okay, what
Box and Main are both banned.
What organization was that?
I'd have to look it up. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Okay, that's quite funny.
Because there's been so many events lately.
I mean, is it a meme? Is it a meme tournament, or is it kind of trying to be serious?
No, it's meant to be a serious tournament, if I remember correctly.
Okay, and it's
you see the Zip caster Ljovynn.
Not gonna be able to take. Wait, did they mess up?
Not able to get him.
Sorry.
No, Ljovynn didn't mess up. He went to play the Zipcaster, but unfortunately at the same time, Jack goes and plays Octobomber.
But did they mess up
right there?
Their heavy edit spot? Or just I can't remember the shape of the card properly?
Oh, heavy. That's a good question.
Wait, no, they didn't. They didn't. I think it's fine.
Because all I see from there is you playing Splattershot Nova at the very top of that pillar.
Oh. Yeah, but of course they may be a bit too greedy, you could
I
argue.
see it. I see the heavy edge now.
Yeah, of course.
I see it.
I mean, whenever you see Nova Splattershot, you have to look for the heavy edge spot. I thought they were lacking in space to place it, but no, I'm done. I just couldn't see it. And classic Octobomber and Parry combo. Feels good.
Definitely a classic.
Yeah, we had.
I'm looking at Ljovynn's base. There is so much open turf with no special points blocking it. Even though he's got a 10-point lead, I think that lead is going to disappear very quickly, quite frankly.
I think that's not the main reason why their lead is not that substantial. I would say that the more important factor is the fact that they have already played a 3-12, which both means that, well, they have one less 3-12 to play, and also that they have free turf already taken. Right, they can't play over their own 3-12, that just doesn't do anything.
And now they don't have as good a special position to play either, because their own 3-12's in the way.
Yeah, that's what I meant. But the Stinger, always tricky, can work around some weird situations. Maybe here it can do wonders. Let's see.
See what they decide to do here.
I mean, they're probably gonna pass, but at least scouting their options.
I'm not opposed to either play, honestly. Just getting the points now, putting another special block on the field. I can see why they'd want to do it.
I mean, Jack could special 3 times maybe, because they have very good special placement. Okay, so giving that special for free to Ljovynn, I don't know if I'm a fan.
Yeah, they did it to get better special advantage, but at the same time now...
Yeah, Charger, but it's not that many points.
They'll get the 312, but they're now behind, and Ljovynn is going to be able to play a much larger value card, which is Annie.
Yeah, and generally, that's pretty good.
There's pretty good.
I didn't see how much value, but I think it's just over right now for this
24.
Game. 24? Oh.
So Jack would have to play a perfect 312, which I just do not see any spot where that happens.
I mean, that
unless they have a zip caster of their own, but they would have played that already.
That was quite a complicated answer. Sorry, not answer. That was quite a complicated endgame sequence that Jack had to find, but I think they had the win. But I just really disagree with the idea of giving up one special to Ljovynn. I think that just made them lose instantly.
Oh boy, are we going? Oh boy, we're going back to... Wait a second.
Lakefront?
Wait a second.
I didn't see. I mean, Jack is a stubborn player, so... very stubborn.
So, to Lakefront, unfortunately, that's an illegal stage pick for Jack.
Oh, because they won on it once.
They've won on it already, the new rules. Yep.
Yeah. I forgot about that. But yeah, very stubborn player. They played 3 times and lost 3 times on X Marks the Garden in winners finals against Ljovynn. So give them the opportunity to rematch, they're gonna rematch. Interesting, big man opening. Not something I've seen too often. I guess the reason being that what can you do to get specials out of this opening position, right? I don't really know. Do you have any idea of follow-ups?
Yeah, I'm not that big of a fan on this opening idea for Ljovynn, because you're not taking place, and heavy splatling will just wall you off, and now you have essentially nothing.
Yeah, I mean, that was probably more... that was probably more of a consequence of the turn 2 than of the turn 1 big man. I mean,
yes, absolutely.
I don't really see the idea of either turns, to be fair.
I can see big man turn 1 into potential, like trying to push on the left side, intentionally clashing to try and get through to that upper area. But the Callie play or the Marie play, I just don't understand.
I mean, in the end, especially with that Splash-O-Matic, they are not that far behind on the amount of turf, so they definitely can bounce back. It's not that big of a setback, but...
Yeah. The biggest thing right now is that Jack is able to creep in on that right side. Wouldn't be very effective. They've already played big man there, so it would be a bit hard to do that. But that's just turf that Ljovynn is essentially giving up right now and has almost no way to recover from.
I mean, I think the part where Ljovynn is losing is the fact that Jack's front line is a bit higher up than Ljovynn's front line, which is where I think they're gonna lose points in the end. More than the fact that they got blocked off early on.
Maybe. I'm expecting a special here from Ljovynn. Yep.
Makes sense.
Trying to take advantage of all that space that's in there.
Yeah, though, wow, very impressed. That space got filled very, very quickly by Ljovynn. And Jack maybe got a bit careless and was like, yeah, I got time a bit too much, right? Because this whole left side is now up for grabs. So, or does it? Do they really want to? Yeah, maybe not.
They have the option of playing it next turn, assuming Jack doesn't do anything.
I mean, the
I do
ideal.
like the tent umbrella idea, though.
But they are, of course, very scared of giving their opponent one more special when they are already in the special lead because of that 3-12 that first got fused. So I would go for it personally. I think that's a great idea.
Jack is going to get 2 more special. He's down 6 points, but up a few specials, though that's not going to be as much once Ljovynn activates the tent umbrella and Tenatech combo.
Yes, of course. That Fry card really came in time to... I mean, had it been not in the board this turn, it would have been quite a devastating situation, but Jack really managing to hold onto that early lead that they got after their first 2 turns of the game.
So we'll see how this goes into the end game. Players activating combos, very nice.
Yeah.
Jack with 7 special points.
The only way I could see Jack losing is because they don't have a great enough special placement, but that sprinkler really is gonna help a lot.
Very much. Ljovynn with only 3 special points, not able to do a whole lot with it.
Plus 13, which could help you to hold 1 turn, but not 2, most likely.
So they're probably going to pass this turn, play Slosher to get 2 more special points, and then use Trizuka on the front.
Yeah, but Jackshainy is gonna triple special or something similar.
Oh, a lot of special points. Already taking the lead.
Unfortunately, Ljovynn already has...
special.
Yep, sorry.
The extra special point that was given to Ljovynn by Jack when he played Marie, I don't actually think that mattered. Jack has no way of knowing that, obviously, but Ljovynn's still going to have to go through with the same plan, using the Slosher, being able to only play the 3-12 afterwards, because they're not going to be able to get a special point.
I mean, potentially players could start doing such kind of things, because often going from 3 to 4 specials really doesn't make that big a difference. So, I mean, here it's relevant. I don't have time because the game is going on by so fast, but this special difference in particular could have been calculated to be very important. Sorry, that was not clear.
Yeah, Jack did a really good job with his special counting. Marie into Paintbrush into a 3-12 is just very crushing.
And with that clean triple special, Jack takes game 4 to make it a decider. not opting to go back on Main Street, looks like. Or did they win? Or did they win on Main Street? And
Ljovynn has already won on Main Street, so
yeah, okay,
they wouldn't be able to.
Thunder Point would make sense. Makes me think of a recent set they had where they played 5 matches straight on this map. Wait, they're going back to... What?
They just ran out of time. They're gonna reset it.
Oh, okay, my bad. Didn't see that.
Oh.
Yeah, Thunder Point's pretty likely. Also, Square. But they might be scared of Jackshainy using a mirror deck.
Maybe. We're still waiting on Jack to ban the stage that he's going to for winning that past set.
Oh wait, he still hasn't banned, okay.
He still hasn't banned it yet.
Okay.
Give me a second.
Let's give him the second he wants.
Oh man, we're going to box seats.
No way, okay.
Oh boy.
Of course it had to be box seats. Do you know how many box seats games have been played? I think that's the second one I know of, at least.
I played a box seat game against Zeb round 1.
Okay, that makes 3.
And I won it.
Nice.
Humble brag.
So yeah, that looked like it was a very tense game against Zeb. Very strong player, right? I haven't seen many of their games, but they've been performing quite well recently, at least. A very new player to being amongst the kind of, maybe not top players, but dangerous ones that can really take people down if they are having a good day, right? So, do you have maybe something to say about their playstyle that you picked up on in your set?
Kind of hard to say. I need to think on it for a second and kind of go retrospective on the match.
Got it. Anyways, no time to think. It's box seats. Just turn your brain
It's
off.
box seats time. Ouroboros on box seats opener.
Yeah, Ouroboros.
Very interesting.
Yeah, Ouroboros into Forge. That's my guess.
Fight. Ouroboros and fight.
That makes sense. Yep. Nope. Yep.
Yeah. I can't. I know I'm kind of like. I'm gonna sound like old-timey by saying this. I can't believe people are running like multiple 17 cost cards in box seats deck.
I mean,
the largest card I have is Hero Shot, which is 12.
3. They have 3 of these. So.
Oh jeez.
Yep. I mean, it just works, right? And now
I guess it does.
Yeah. Ouroboros gonna get activated eventually. You just okay. That's unfortunate.
My goodness, the L3 Nautilus. Wow.
Wow, indeed. And this is quite a nice setup for the Octo Stamp. No, Octo Bomber, I think.
Octopod, that is, I believe.
Octopod, yeah, thank you. But yeah, trying to deny more space before going for their combo, because that's a very safe combo.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, unless their opponent
and then
has...
you're going to...
Yeah.
Going. They're going to be able to play Penatech top of this suction bomb. Not in the place they have it right now, though. Interesting. I'm very curious about that placement.
I mean, that placement denies two specials, one special for their opponent, which probably is the idea.
Maybe trying to get sloshing machine, or not sloshing machine.
Slusher?
Dry
Slusher. Well, they just got it. Are they gonna go for it?
Yeah.
Two specials for one for their opponent. And giving your opponent special, is it that big of a concern where when every special is gonna get activated anyway? I mean, it's not a
You're more concerned about getting turf, really. Early turf points matter a lot on box seats. Continue what you're going on.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Still a good play getting 3 turf points for that. But that bottom right corner looking kind of vulnerable. Fortunately for Ljovynn, nothing yet is attacking it, but could be playing a role in the final results.
And now with all of the holes created by Spike, Ljovynn's going to have to try to find places where he can actually activate special points while still gaining the most amount of turf possible, which is going to be a bit difficult.
That's a pretty nice start, getting 2 specials. Yeah, that Classic Squigger looks pretty decent as well, but won't activate the other special, but I guess they just calculated that it's gonna be fine and they can spend one more turn. They can just activate, use one after the other, like that. Oh wow, my bad.
Octo. Usually played with Fry. This time it's just being used as a special point potentially.
I mean, it's also played with Ouroboros. You have to.
That is true as well.
Yeah. Yeah, now they have to decide both Octocopter and the L3 can activate both of the specials. They have to decide which way to do it. Or maybe they just don't activate their last special point.
That is an option. If you're counting your special points and you know that you don't need that last one, take more turf instead. It's a smart play by Ljovynn if it's what they're doing.
I'm really not good at calculations at all in the end game, so I'm trusting the players on this one.
It looks like Ljovynn is going to end it with Tri-Slosher into L3 Nozzle Nose.
Makes a lot of sense.
That's all of the special points.
Yes, and I mean, it's looking like a very hard comeback to do for Jack. You cannot swing big points in this map because it's so crowded with special pucks. So that might be the last.
10 points.
Yeah, but still, yeah, no.
Yeah.
And that's
going to be it. That is it.
For Grand Finals, Ljovynn taking their 5th TBO in a row and 2nd tournament in a row. I mean, expected, but still insane.